wrong window already. Hi, who? Thank you very much for joining. Yeah, so this is the first time ever I'm doing a live event on YouTube. So I hope everything works fine. Right now it seems like I'm having a pretty crazy delay of like 2 minutes. So please excuse if I don't react to the live chat, or if I react to the live chat with a delay of 2 minutes. So thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much for coming here. The reason I'm doing this is, like I announced, is that we reached 4 million subscribers on YouTube. That's the main reason. I just wanted to say thank you very much for subscribing, and because this is absolutely amazing. It's absolutely mind-blowing to me. I never expected to get that far. I never expected to have such a huge audience. Probably, I mean, when you see it from the outside, when you see someone who has that, you think like, yeah, of course. I mean, why not? Because there are other people who are successful. But at least from my perspective, it's surprising. So yeah. So, and I wanted to let me check the volume here. I wanted to say thank you for that. And then the other thing is that's really means a lot to me is that Close to the Sun is doing so well. I posted it on the socials already, and some people said, wait, but what about Unity? So of course, Close to the Sun doesn't have like 100, I don't know, 20 or 150 million plays already. That's not what I mean. What I mean is that never has a song had so many plays in such a short time, and also never had a song such an amazing like to dislike ratio. For a really long time it was below 0.5%. Yeah, that was also, it's much better than ever before. Yeah, so that's also really amazing. It means a lot to me, especially some of you probably already heard that the song went a really long way. It started, I had the idea for the initial melody in 2013, so that's 6 years ago. I just played it on the piano. I really liked the melody, and then at some point in 2016, 3 years later, but still 3 years from now, I turned it into a track, and I thought, oh, that might work. And then it still took 3 more years. Of course, oh, wait, I'm starting a little bit. Of course, it was not like 3 years where I worked on it every day. Totally not, because I made other songs in between, but I always came back to the song again and again. I thought, okay, this might be something. And yeah, and then I released it as Origin, but still had the vocal melody in mind, and it finally everything came to play. So it's really great to see when you work on a song for such a long time that people finally like it. So that's the other thing that I wanted to celebrate with you. And then I have a couple of announcements. So first of all, a lot of people asked some questions online, so I'm going to answer those questions, and also some questions that I get again and again and again. Now let me check if everything's working. It looks good. And then I'm also gonna do some announcements today. First of all, I don't know who saw my post about it already. I showed my first music video in Iceland, 1.5, the not this week but the week before. And some people said, oh yeah, what, the first music video? You did Dancing Naked already, but that I don't see that like a full music video, because it was stop motion thing, and also it used a lot of just other videos material, it was just like a collage of different other videos and with some stop motion material on top. So that is, wait, let me check something here. Okay. So I don't see that as a full video, but I see this, what we're doing now, that's like a serious video with a real team, and we shot it in Iceland. It's going to be amazing. And the reason why it took me so long to make a music video is because I know that you guys are really demanding, and I wanted to make something really outstanding. So for me, it was never an option to do some cheap stuff. I really wanted something really outstanding. And that's you either have to put a lot of effort and time into it, which I don't want to do because I want to make music, I want to be in the studio and make music, or you have to have a huge budget. So what we had here is I have a sponsor, which is Rocket Phones. They make mobile phones. pretty nice. I have one on my own now. It has a 3D screen, and so they're sponsoring the video, which means it's just at the start of the video you see it's sponsored by Rocket, and then you see the phone in the video again, which totally fits into the video. So that was fine for me, and I like the product. And they delivered a huge budget, which made it possible to make this video. So I think the video and the song is going to be out in November, and it's going to be really, really huge and really exciting. I'm super, super excited to share it with you. And also the video will show a little more about the story of my artworks. So it's going to be in this science fiction world. Cool. And I have a couple of more collaborations coming up, and I have one more song already. I think, when is it? I don't know the exact, let me check the exact date real quick. I think it's gonna be in October 25th, I think. It's gonna be the release date. I have the next song coming out already. So, and then in November, the next with a video. So it's going to be a lot of music coming out now. And that one will be for ESL once more, and will be a release with Enter Records, which is the collaboration between ESL, Electronic Sports League, and Universal. So it's not going to be on the Arcadium. This one is going to be with Enter Records. And it will be the title song for the Dota 2 tournament in Hamburg as well. So it's more esports from my side. And also another song. And also I'm also very, very excited to release that. What else do we have? Yeah, a couple of collaborations, but I don't want to talk too much about that already, because you never know. Like, it could be for some reason that they don't happen, maybe. So I don't want to disappoint anybody. That's the only reason here. And yeah, and then one thing. Should I say that? Yeah. So maybe there also is going to be like some sort of video game coming from my side. I have some inspirations, and I have a fantastic team as well. And that's another thing, but that's gonna still take a while. Okay, so I'm gonna get into your questions and answer some of the stuff that was posted. The chat's moving pretty fast at the moment, so I don't know if I could like answer any of those questions at the moment. It's too fast for me to read at the moment. I think I even have it on slow chat, but yeah, it's, oh wow. Wow. Maybe I check some more of them later. But for now, I was going to stick with the questions here. So a question I get all of the time is, why do you call yourself the Fat Rat? And it's not because I have a lot to do with rats or anything, or rats are my thing. It's because it was from my nickname in school. I was like the smallest in class because I just started growing really late. So I was really small in school, and people called me the Rat. And it was like, to insult me sort of thing. And so I just picked that up, and I just say, okay, you call me the Rat, and I'm just going to take that name and the word with pride. Little did I think about at the moment that I would like become an artist or anything. I just used it as an online name, TheFatRat. And I started using it, I think, in 1998 or so, like 20 years ago or something like that. I started calling myself TheFatRat online, playing Unreal Tournament and stuff like that. And yeah, and then it just stuck with me. And then I started releasing music for fun. And of course, I called myself TheFatRat. And now, yes, I still have that name. So that's the story behind that. Another question that I get a lot, again and again. Let me check if everything's working here. Did the video quality just change? I don't know. If the video is looking a little weird, I'm sorry for that. It looks like the contrast is weird. Let me check. No, I can. Oh, wait, maybe here. Color intensity. I don't know. Okay, back to the questions. Sorry, I just looked at the screen and I thought the video looked a little funny. But this is still working, everything. Yeah, it's the first time I'm doing live YouTube. Okay, back to the questions. So people ask me, what happened to Ramjets? What happened to the calling, the video? Did you get your video back? And what happened with YouTube and all those things? So everything ended up really well. So first of all, I got the video back, and also none of my revenue was actually lost, because when you're in a dispute, YouTube still puts ads in front of the videos, and they just keep the revenue. They wait till the dispute is everything's figured out, and then they give the money to whoever wins the dispute, and that happened in my favor. And main reason why this happened is because I got so much support. Or the reason why this happened quick, and because I got so much support. The petition that I started has like quickly had 100,000 subscribers, and that started pulling in some press. So the press reached out to YouTube, newspapers and magazines and stuff like that, and asked, "Hey, what's going on there?" And that also put a lot of pressure on YouTube. So the whole thing was fixed really fast. And the guy from Ramjets who started that, YouTube knows who that is, and they excluded him from any Google services for his lifetime. So he even got his whole MCN was closed. They even deleted his Gmail and everything. So, I mean, he could still anonymously do something with Google, but as soon as they realize it's that person, like, they're not ever gonna do business with him again. So that was fixed. And also YouTube reacted to the petition officially. First of all, they gave me an official reaction to it and said they're going to work on the whole problem. And they also wrote about it in their blog. They mentioned me, and they mentioned that, like, those false claims, when people make actually false claims, they make like huge, they will have huge, how you call that? Repercussions, like huge punishments for whoever does that, which they did with the guy from Ramjets. And also, what was great, I think it took a little while, but they recently changed the whole copyright system in a way that even like on manual claims, now this is a little detailed, but when manual claims, a lot of people had the problem. They would just put like 1 second, which had like copyright claim on it, and then somebody came and claimed the whole video. So, and they didn't even know, they didn't even have, the claimant didn't even to say what exactly they were claiming. They just said it has some copyright content from us, and we're going to claim the whole video. And this is not possible anymore. So now when somebody wants to claim a video, they have to say exactly why they're claiming it, and what time that is, like from minute 1 to minute 1 and 2 seconds. And then the person who owns the video, the creator, can still remove that from the video and then keep the whole video for himself. So this is a huge change. And I would not say this happened only because of our petition, but it definitely helped. You know, it's like those things getting YouTube to change, it needs a lot of little things to happen. Okay, let me check the chat real quick. Is everything? Oh, okay. Yeah, someone's always asking where you're from. I'm from Germany, Göttingen, Germany. So yeah, yeah. So those small, it was another stone in the wall. I don't know if that's the right image here, but it was another step. The petition was another step to get YouTube to change. I think you just need a lot of stay on it and give it a lot of impulses. You know, it's like does it make a difference for me, if I eat healthy and do workout tomorrow, will I look like any fitter or better? Probably not. But if I do it over a year, every day eat healthy and do workout versus eating unhealthy and doing no workout, of course, over a year makes a big difference. That's sort of the thing with YouTube here. You have just to keep working on it, and that was our part, the petition and the video that I made to make the move. And yeah, I think we were definitely successful there. We really changed something. Okay, so on Ramjets, that's completely solved. And now I'm gonna answer a few more questions that I found online, or that you were asking. A question that I get a lot is, am I thinking, what's my best song? And I cannot really answer that question. Because it's like, what's your favorite child? Yeah, because I love at least most of them. There are some songs that I don't like that much, that I put out a long time ago, but like my own recent TheFatRat song, I couldn't say any one of those, which one's the better. What I can say is, Was another question. Which song have I worked the hardest on? And that was definitely Monarchy. Monarchy, I worked on it for over 5 months in a row, and also overall 2 years. And in the end, it was really, really hard, and it was came with a lot of insecurities, meaning that I really wasn't sure if anybody would understand what I'm trying to do with the song. So sometimes you have an idea and you execute the idea, and then you play it to people and they're like, what are you trying to do there? So on Monarchy, because it has so many different parts and different tempos and it's all over the place sort of, and so long, I really wasn't sure if anybody would get it. So yeah, that was a hard one to do. So that was the hardest song, and sort of the song still that I'm most proud of because of that, and because it's really different than most of the other music that's out there and still works. So that I could say. Another question was, what inspired you to become a music producer? So I've always, like, for me, always have music has been the one thing that I was good in. So I always hoped that I could somehow make a living from music, because I don't know what else I could do, sort of thing. But initially I wanted to become a conductor, like conducting an orchestra, and I really trained hard for that. But then I realized it's not creative enough for me. So I thought, okay, what could I do then? What would be more creative? And then I came to the idea that I could be a music producer. And that was in 2001, I think. So it's about 18 years ago. So I'm becoming a mature music producer now after 18 years of being a music producer. Yeah, so that's what started that. And then I had the nice question, what's the thing that keeps you going? Yeah, basically, also people ask me if I would ever think about stopping making music, and no, definitely not, because I've been making music, writing music, and composing music, everything for ever, basically, since I can think. And I don't have any idea of stopping it for any reason. Cool. Another question. I get to the chat questions soon. A few more chat questions. Another interesting question that I saw online before when I announced this Q&A was, do you believe in the law of attraction? Like this, that you really wish something and it comes into your life, and no, not that way. I don't think that our our brain waves create any could influence the world around us, totally not. But I think it's very similar, it's like when you really focus on one thing, when you know what you want, I think that sets your perception of the world, and that gets you then to take actions to realize, to make it happen what you want. So I think it's similar, but I don't think that I don't think it's attraction. I think it's I think when you know what you want and you really want it, you set yourself different filters. You perceive the world in a different way, and that lets you act differently, and that probably lets you reach your goals at some point. Another question was, do you still love creating music? Yes, actually more than ever before, because the more music I make, the better I become at making music, and the better I become at making music, the more fun it is for me. So I have more fun making music than ever before now. So much about that. Another question I get a lot is, do the pictures on my artworks, do they tell a story? Yes, they do. And I have a background lore, especially behind the story. And it will be revealed more and more over time. Another question was, will you do something acoustic? Maybe. I'm thinking about doing maybe a piano album as well, because the reason is I have a lot of piano songs written, like the one song that Close to the Sun developed out of. And I have a lot of songs written, and I could just record them and put them out. So I will maybe I'll do that for Christmas. I'm thinking about it. I can't promise it. Maybe I will do it. What else do we have? Oh yeah, I got a lot of questions. What program I use, how I make music, and that is, for me, it's Ableton Live. It's a DAW called Digital Audio Workstation. So it's a piece of software in the computer, and I mostly work in the box. Let me see if everything's working real quick. Yeah, looks good so far, somewhat. So I mostly work in the box, which means I work in the computer. And I just have Ableton Live with a couple of plugins. And I also get the question, which are your favorite plugins? One would definitely be Omnisphere, I think, because it's a cool mixture of acoustic sound with electronic sounds. It can do both and can mix both with each other, which I really like. So that's that. I don't have a lot of like outboard equipment or mixing console or anything like that. I think the most important thing anyway is the music comes from inside you. It's not so much about the tools that you use. If I wouldn't have a computer, I would just write music on the piano, and if I wouldn't have a piano, I just would just find something else to write music. It's about you. It's not about the tools that you use. That's the important thing. And then I get a lot of questions. Will you collaborate with, and then some name behind it? So I'm not so much into collaborating with other big producers at the moment. I did some producer collaborations recently, which ones were it? Like Sunlight with Farah, and then with Slated, Solitude, and Stronger. But they didn't start because I thought, hey, let's do a collaboration. All of those songs started because they sent me the songs and asked for my opinion because I know them really close. And then I gave them the opinion. So that went back and forth a couple of times. And at some point I said, you know what? Because they found it hard to execute at some point, what I said, hey, you know what? Just send me the stems. I'm just going to help you a little bit with mixing. And then I started mixing, and then I could also add this, maybe exchange the snare, and maybe exchange the kick drum, and maybe those chords should be different. And then in the end, I started reproducing half of the song. So that's what happens it just happens when I start with music. Then I said, okay, you know what? Let's make it a collaboration. But it didn't start before that. We said, okay, let's do a collaboration. Here we go. So that was the reason why I did those producer collaborations. I have some producers that I might work with at the moment, but I don't it's not specific. I cannot say anything specific at the moment about that. As far as I know, we have quite a delay between the chat and the live stream at the moment. So I will just answer the questions that I see in the chat at the moment. If I missed any of the questions that you posted to me on social media, I'm really sorry. You can post them again here, and I will just randomly pick them. Sorry if I cannot answer all of them. What's your daughter's name? Her name is Flavia. Who's singing? Oh, no, that's me singing. That's why there's no other feature mentioned. Oh yeah, when will the next song come out? It will be in October 25th, I think. That's when the next song will be called Rise Up. I just sort of finished it. And that's when that one will come out. And also one thing, make sure to turn on notifications. Because I personally think on my channel it makes a little sense, because I don't post a lot. And I always find it sad when I just released a song like a week ago, and then somebody asks me on social media, hey, you haven't posted a new song for a long time. And I'm no, you just missed it. And because that happens. So make sure to turn on notifications, and also maybe follow me on different social media, because you're probably gonna miss a couple of songs otherwise. So other questions, do you have a wife? Yes, I'm married, very, very happily married. Someone's asking about Niedernjese. That was the village that I lived in before, but now I live in Germany, in Göttingen. Another question that I get a lot is, why do I speak English when I'm from Germany? Now that's simple, because only 2% of my fans, like my subscribers, are from Germany. And the rest doesn't speak German. So if I would start speaking German, dann würden mich ja nur 2% der Leute verstehen. Der ganze Rest würde einfach sich wundern. So that's why. Another question, are you religious? I just check what's on the chat right now. No, I'm really not religious. I'm more of an atheist. Yeah, definitely an atheist. I think there's nothing. And once you embraced atheism, like I was raised religious, of course, but once you embrace atheism, it's pretty good thing, and you see it's not that scary at all. And I think also you can be an atheist and you can still be. It doesn't have to mean you're selfish or not at all, actually. Just read a weird question. Let me see. Can you tell us bands or performers that you like? What I really liked was Queen, the rock band. That was my favorite artist. Especially the reason is because they were able to mix really popular songs, but also make them really, what's it called, like sort of complicated. They're complicated in the background, but they're also really poppy on the outside. So that combination is really, it's absolute genius, and that's why they're impressing me so much, and also it's why they're an inspiration for me. When will Laura Brem return? Definitely at some point. I don't know yet. Like, I don't have another song recorded with her already, but we're definitely gonna do more. I'm gonna meet her in Amsterdam, and we're gonna meet, and yeah, definitely gonna. We're friends now, so we'll definitely do more. What else do we have? I use Logic Pro. What do you use? So I also use Logic. Overall, I think it's not so much about the DAW that you use. If you like Logic, use Logic. It's more like the different digital audio workstations. It's just about the workflow. So if you like the workflow of the audio workstation, that's fine. That's all that matters. And you can make hit songs with all the different DAWs, because there are hit songs from all the different DAWs. Like Ableton Live, there are a couple of people who use it, but also Logic was used by Swedish House Mafia, and I don't know, like Calvin Harris is using Logic, and so many more. Same goes for Cubase. Zed uses Cubase, and what else is there? FL Studio, Avicii used FL Studio, Martin Garrix uses FL Studio. So yeah, you can make amazing music with all of those. And it's also not so much limited, like you can say, okay, this genre, this is the right DAW. You can basically do everything with every DAW. It's just about how the handling, what you like. Do you know Geometry Dash? Yes, I do know it. How old are you? Saw the question a couple of times. I'm 40 years old now. That's why I have a little experience in music production already. What's your next song going to be called? Rise Up will be the name of the next song. Wait a second. So which instrument is your favorite? Like, I can play piano. So like for playing, that's my favorite because I can play the best. Sound-wise, I really like French flute a lot recently. It can have so many different colors. It can be like more rough sounding, more energetic, can be really sweet. So at the moment, I would say that's my favorite. Let me see what other questions we have. Minecraft or Fortnite? I have to admit, I never ever played Fortnite yet. Maybe I will do at some point. So for me, it would be Minecraft for that reason. How do you? Is it okay to use multiple softwares? Yes, of course. I use for vocal recordings. I usually use Cubase. Sometimes I use Logic, because Ableton Live is not so good for vocal recordings. Like you can do it, like everything fine, but the handling for vocal recordings is not so good in Ableton Live, especially when you do a lot of them. So sometimes when I do a lot of vocal recordings on some songs and I record them myself, then I use different programs to make music, of course. Have you ever considered making a music class? I want to join. Yes, I thought about it a couple of times. And I also, for a long time, I wanted to make a video called How to Become a Music Producer. where I lead through the different steps that you can take to become a music producer. But I recorded that and I didn't like it. Then I recorded that again and I didn't like it. And I recorded it actually a third time. I still didn't like it. I always feel like it's still confusing what I'm saying. So I always record it and I started cutting it together, what I recorded, and then I didn't like it. So maybe I'm gonna do it at some point. Because I get this question so much, how do I become a music producer? But I can talk a little bit about it now. The first thing would be to download a DAW, and usually the demo version, you can get like demo versions for the work for a month or something like that, and they're usually free. So you can, for example, I think you can download Cubase LE and just use it for 28 days or something. It's for free. So you can just do that and check it out and see if you like it. And if you like it, you just buy like a cheap version of it. You don't have to invest too much. And you need a computer and the right software. And then just get into it. And if you really like it, what I would recommend is make some professional tutorials. So not just the stuff that you find on YouTube, but just, it costs like, I don't know, $15 per month or something like that, to get classes, online classes that are pretty good. And then just start with that. So you learn quickly. And yeah, and then just keep on it and work on yourself to get better. So that would be the very short version of how to start. Can you visit Vietnam? Yes, I really want to visit Vietnam. First of all, I love Vietnamese food. And second, I have so many fans in Vietnam. It's like the highest density of fans that I have. And I really, really want to go there. And I'm actively actually searching at the moment and looking for opportunities to go there and also play a show there. Who does the art for your music? Different people, and they always get a really detailed briefing of what they should do. So Close to the Sun was Kenji Gonzalez. Sunlight and Solitude was Neil O'Deal. And The Lot was done by Jordan Grimmer, who did, I think, almost all of the rest. But they get a very detailed briefing where I say, okay, because I know the story and everything that's going on, the different objects, so I get a few pages of briefing where I say, okay, what this and that and that and that and that and that, and then they have to execute it. And then I change my mind, they have to do it all over again. So those are the folks that do the artwork for me. Are you a Marvel fanboy? No, not a fanboy, but I like the movies, but I wouldn't consider myself like a total fanboy. Do you play Geometry Dash? No, I haven't. I know it, but I haven't played it so far. I play video games. Sometimes I play more, sometimes I play less. Recently it's been less because I've been producing so much music. Currently what I play is Super Mario Maker 2, and I sometimes watch other YouTubers playing it. I personally like DGR and Ryukar. They're really great, Mario Maker 2 players. I really enjoy that. But also Mitch Flower Power and Grand Pooh Bear, those guys. So that's been recently my work. But before that, I was more into Rainbow Six Siege, so first-person shooter. So it really changes a little bit. What else do we do? Do you watch memes? Yes, sometimes. Oh, also the same thing. Depends on how much music I make. What headphones do you use? Those here, they're Focal Clear Professional. They're really expensive. I think they're like $1,500 or something. But before that, I don't know if I have them here. No. I used really cheap headphones. I think the most important thing, if it's about your speakers or headphones or anything, the most important thing is that you know them. I think that's the key. Okay, trying to stop the chat again. Do you have any animal? No, I don't have an animal. Because it's good, because I'm traveling also quite a bit. And so I wouldn't have the time to take care of it. Trying to stop the chat again. What's your favorite video game? I think, yeah, at the moment it's Super Mario Maker 2, or at least overall the Mario Maker. No, Mario Maker and the Mario games. I think all time, I don't know. I also really like Witcher 3, like the most immersive games, the most immersive game, but also Breath of the Wild. Really, really good game. I couldn't even decide. So those would be my top three. I don't know which one. Like, they're so different as well. It's hard to say which one's the best in the end. Like, it would be Super Mario World, Breath of the Wild, and Witcher 3. Those would be the top three. Are you going on tour? Good question. Not at the moment. I'm still really focused on making more music in the studio. You know, for me, it's I really make all the songs myself usually, and also always finished them. So a lot of other DJs, they have other people who they of course those DJs, they give the ideas and they are involved in the production, but this tedious finishing of the song, which can take like 2 or 3 weeks of consecutive work in the studio, a lot of DJs have other people who help them with that. I don't want that because for me it's very much about the music production, and that's why when I would go on tour, I would just not really finish music for a really long time. So I want to have a lot of songs ready for release, and if that's the case, then I'm going to start like active touring. How would you feel about someone making rap songs with your music? I love that. I always love it when people get creative with my songs. Yeah, so what we suggesting, by the way, is Nemesis. So the song from the Dota 2 music pack for Roshan. I think you could do someone could do amazing rap on that. I would love to hear that. And maybe if nobody does it, maybe that would be the other song from the Dota 2 music pack that might be turned into a different song at some point. But I never know. Someone's asking, are you gay? No, like, not like sexually gay in the meaning of like bright, maybe sometimes, but not in the meaning of like homosexual. I'm just into women. Yeah, but I have like absolutely no problem. Everybody should like do whatever he likes. Do you play Dota 2? Not at the moment. Like I said before, I'm very much into Mario Maker 2. I played it quite a while. It's been quite a while at some point, and then later on when I started the Dota 2 music pack just to understand it more. But I'm not good in MOBAs. That's a problem, and I'm just so bad in them. I played it for a couple of weeks, but yeah, I never get really good. I was always like one of the worst players in the team, and I thought, okay, it's just probably not for me. Someone's asking, do you like Nightcore? Yes, I always find it funny when I hear my songs, Nightcore versions of my song, because then when I listen to the original version, they sound so slow and yeah, and low energy. But it's always fun to listen to it. Do you know Beat Saber? And if so, have you seen the levels people have made for your songs? I know Beat Saber. I haven't played any of the levels yet. I would love to. Maybe I should check it out because I have the Rift, Oculus Rift, so I should definitely get it and check it. Do you know about Geometry Dash players using your songs? Yes, definitely, I know that. I hear a lot about it, and I love it. Yeah, and that's also one of the reasons. Maybe I forgot it on some of the last songs, but there's a reason I upload the stuff to Newgrounds so people can use it. I always love it when people use my music, when people hear my music, and that's the most important thing for me. So yeah, when people make something new out of it, it's always I love that. Chat. So what's that? How do you or any DJ earn money? Caps just to get attention. Okay, that worked in that case. I make most of the money from Spotify actually, because they pay. I get money per stream, followed by YouTube, and followed by the rest of all the digital sales platforms. So I make most of the money from you guys listening to my songs. which I'm incredibly grateful for. Yeah, and it's enough money for me and my family and everybody to live from, and so we don't have to worry. And it's great because it gives me a lot of creative freedom, because I'm not tied to any record company or gatekeeper who tells me what to release or not. It's completely my freedom, and I can do whatever I like, which is amazing. Yeah. What else do we have? How do you come up with a song? I just come up with a lot of ideas. I just throw away most of the ideas. So I try to make it one new track every day. Give me a second. What's that? Oh, okay. I try to make one new track every day, and then most of them I never use. It's for like, I don't know, 1 out of 30 or something like that. I turn into an actual song. And just by producing a lot of ideas, I come up with some ideas that are probably a little better. That's the idea behind it. And what's your favorite operator in Rainbow Six Siege? I think Sledge. I always like it. I don't know if he's like the best, but I really like working with him. And defensive? I don't know. What's a Kapkan with those traps? It's always fun when you're already dead, and when you decide the game with a booby trap. That's great. Good questions. Are you a weep? So someone's like, who wants to be Japanese? I think that's the idea, like the term weep. No, not really, but I really like Japan. But I wouldn't consider myself as a weeb. Like, I don't watch anime and I don't speak Japanese or anything, but I've been to Japan once so far, and it's quite amazing, I have to say. I was in Tokyo and was really amazing. But if I would want to live in Japan, I would just move there. But I'm quite. I feel well. I like my home, Germany, Göttingen. That's my home. You sound German, yes. It's because ich bin halt Deutsch. Kann ich nicht ändern. Trap or dubstep? Both. Like, like stronger. It's a trap, it's a dubstep. Hybrid, probably. Do you have any tips for beginners to start DJing, and what do you think of the Launchpad? First of all, start DJing. I don't know, just do it. Like, do it for fun. And Launchpad is amazing. I have one. I used it a little bit. It's quite. You have to practice a lot to use, like, to really get something great out of it. Are your children interested in music? Yes, my daughter, she always has opinions about my songs. Let me see, what else do we have? Can you speak German? Yes, habe ich doch gerade gemacht. Do you play League of Legends, TheFatRat? Yes, I think I played. I think I played the MOBA that I played the most was Heroes of the Storm, followed by both Dota 2 and League of Legends equally, I think. And I was really bad in all three of them, so I'm not playing them that much anymore. Once in a while, maybe. Yeah. Cool. Let's do a few more questions. iOS or Android? For me, it's iOS because I'm on Apple. I started with iPhone in 2008, maybe, and I just used it. So, nice question here. What is your dream life by games player? The life that I'm living. Isn't that amazing? Making music and having people who want to hear my music, that's the best thing. And having an amazing wife and amazing family. So that's the best thing. What's your real name? It's Christian Friedrich Johannes Büttner. So it's Christian. And then I have two middle names that I never use, and that I sort of annoy me because it makes whenever on a app, like when you fly somewhere and it's like, please enter your full name, and I never, like, my full name never fits in. And then Büttner is my last name. What song are you the most proud of this year? That would be Close to the Sun. It's because I worked on that for so long, and I personally really love it. And it's very satisfying to see that the songs that I personally really love, that other people like them as well. That's really amazing. Cool. Let's do two more. Do you love Alan Walker? I wouldn't say I love him, but I really like his music, and yeah, I have a lot of respect for him, like where he got, and it's he also helped me a lot by making musicians that come out of the YouTube community. That is a thing. So after Faded became so big, it also got me a lot of attention because a lot of people thought like, oh, a musician, a music producer from YouTube, that's a thing. Okay, who else is there? And then the next one was me, who they found. So yeah, that's a great thing. And one more question. Let me see. What's a good question? Do you know PewDiePie? I'm gonna do two more. Not personally, but of course I know who he is. What's a good last question? Let me see. Nah. Stop the chat for like I'm gonna stop the chat. I feel that the chat's moving a little weird for me. I think this is a good last question. What genre is your music? Because I get that quite a bit. I would like put it in the new genre gaming music, which means it's music inspired by video games. And that, in my case, it's just because I've been a gamer for so long. And it just automatically came. It wasn't like I wasn't saying like, oh, I'm gonna make this genre called gaming, like, or I want to make gaming music. I just made music that I liked, and because I like video games so much, it sounded like gaming music. And that's what I would say. Of course there are all those EDM subgenres like dubstep and glitch hop and blah 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 blah. But of course, like those are more about the tempo and the more. They're mostly about the drums. So, for example, glitch hop has a certain tempo and it's usually shuffled, and then you have dubstep, which is like 140 to 160 beats per minute, and so on, and but halftime. But that changes, so that's different on most of my songs. Some are dubstepish, trappish, glitch hopish, but the overall genre for me would be gaming music, and also because when you type in, for example, gaming music on YouTube, that's the point where most likely you'll find music that's a little similar to mine. Cool. So that has been fun, and yeah, thank you very much for stopping by. Thanks very much for watching, not only listening this time, but watching. And yeah, it's been fun. I hope you liked it. And new song is coming on, let me look again, October 25th. Rise Up. I'm not going to play it yet. I'm going to play a demo at some point, but not yet. And then the music video is coming in November. And make sure to seriously turn on notifications. I'm not releasing a lot of stuff, so I personally think in my case it makes sense. So if you turn on notifications, you make sure you don't miss a song. And I just post like one video usually per month, so you make sure you don't miss that. And if you want to know more, follow on my other social media. You can find all the links like Instagram or Twitter, so you don't miss when something else is happening. Cool. So thanks very much for watching, and new song October 25th. I think I said that already. And see you soon. Bye bye.